We said when you are doing problem solving, you usually change from one unit into another. So you have to write a plan for cancellation of a unit and conversion to another unit. Sometimes the first unit and last unit are directly related by an equation. And that's great. If they are not, you need to choose a unit which can bridge them together. So sometimes you might have to use 2-unit conversion factor. So I think we discussed this. How many minutes are there in 1.4 days? And we said because days are not directly related to minutes, you don't know how many minutes there are in one day, but we know how many hours there are in one day. So we can go to hours, and then we know how many minutes there are in hours. So we said 1.4 days is what is given by the problem. I want to cancel days, I write days on the bottom. I want to convert into hours, I write hours on the top. And then you must always relate top to bottom, so one day is 24 hours. And next, you want to get rid of the hours and go to minutes. So I'm going to write hours on the bottom. And I'm converting to minutes. I write that on the top. Don't forget always to relate top to bottom. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. By doing this, I can cancel out days with days, hours with hours, and the only unit left is minute. Then you enter your numbers. Again, multiply tops with tops, get the answer, divide by the bottom. Multiply the result with top, get the answer, divide by bottom. And make sure to round the answer according to the rules, and the rules of significant figure says if you're multiplying, which is the case here, you must have minimum significant figure. 1.4 days, there are 2 significant figures, or only this is coming from an equation. It's exact, that means infinite significant figure. This is coming from an equation, exact, infinite significant figure. So between infinite and 2, 2 is the smallest. The answer is rounded to 2 significant figure. Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay. So if I go to next question, I have to go in this direction. No, that was correct. So we're going to look at this problem. Did I do this problem? It seems familiar to me. I'm not sure, was it on Tuesday or Wednesday? Did we do this one? Anybody?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good, thank you. So guys, we want to convert 4,650 milliliter to gallons. How many gallons are there in 4,650 milliliter? The problem is giving you the equalities. These are the equations we can use. It says 1 quart is 946 milliliters. So obviously I can go from milliliter to quart from this relationship. Then it also gives you relationship between quart and gallon. Because milliliter and gallons are not directly related, you don't have a relationship. You are not given a relationship. So you can bridge quart go from milliliter to quart, and then quart is related to gallons. So you have to use two conversion factors here. According to this plan, I'm going to the next slide. If I am given milliliter and I want to cancel milliliter to go to quart, I have to write milliliter on the bottom. I will write milliliter on the bottom. Just milliliter on the bottom. So it can cancel with the milliliter on the top. I want to convert to quart. I write quart on the top. And then I have to relate top to bottom according to the equation given by the problem. 1 quart, problem says, is 946 milliliters. So that conversion factor is now done. And you see milliliter and milliliter are canceling. I'm left with quart. In the next step, I want to convert quart to gallon. That means I'm canceling quart. So where do I write quart? On the bottom. So quart on the top with quart on the top can be canceled. So I'm left with gallon. That is the unit that problem was asking. That means whenever you end up with canceling all units and being left with the units that problem is asking, that is end of conversion factors. So you just do the calculations and you are going to round it to the significant figure, which is minimum. Again, these two are coming from equation. They have infinite significant figure. Infinite significant figures means exact. And we have an exact equation here because it's coming from an equation, an equality. So F's exact, infinite significant figure. So between three significant figures, one has three significant figure, one has infinite, the other one has infinite, the smallest one is three significant figure. Then you round your answer to three significant figure. Do you have any question? Any questions, guys? All right. So what are typical steps in problem solving? Number one, identify the initial unit and the final. Where are you starting from? Where are you supposed to end with? Next, write out a unit plan. What's unit plan? I just told you that you go from milliliter to gallons, and from gallons, to quart, and then gallons. To quart, and then you go to gallons. So that's called the unit plan. Where do you start with? Quart. And where do you like to end up with? Do you need a bridge unit to convert the initial unit to final unit? Next, select appropriate conversion factor. How do you write a conversion factor? Again, the unit you are canceling goes on the bottom. The unit you are converting into goes on top. Next step, convert the initial unit to the final unit. Next, you cancel the units and continue using unit conversion factor until you get to the final unit, which problem is asking. That is end of conversion factor. Then enter the numbers on your calculator. You get an answer which may not have the right significant figure. And then round the answer to the correct significant figure. Do I make sense so far? Any questions? Great. So this problem, we have a ski pole which is 3 feet, and we want to calculate the millimeter. You can have several ways. If you want to go from Shasta College to downtown Reading, you might have several routes. As long as you get to Shasta College in downtown Reading, you're fine. Doesn't matter which route you choose. So one of the methods is to go from feet to meters and from meters to millimeters. Or somebody may say, okay, I know how to relate feet to inches and inches to centimeters and centimeters to, let's say, meter or millimeter. That's another route. So there are different routes that you could choose. On the next slide, I decided to go from feet, from foot to inches, from feet to inches, and from inches to centimeters, and then from centimeter to millimeters. That's fine. The route is your choice, just get to the right destination. So after doing this, you're going to get 914.4 millimeter. And I think I said before, it really makes life easier if you write these numbers into scientific notation before rounding them. So I'm going to write this in scientific notation. Do I get 9.144 times? And I'm going to look at the number of significant figures. Can I say 2 sig fig here? Can I say exact because it's coming from equation, infinite significant figure? Exact because it's coming from equation, infinite significant figure. Exact coming from equation, infinite. So between 2 sig fig, infinite, infinite, and infinite, can I say my answer must have only 2 significant figures? And if I'm using scientific notation, this is 1, this is 2, so I'm canceling 4 and 4. After deleting 4 and 4, I look at the first digit. It's less than 5, I ignore it, so my answer is 9.1 with 2 sig fig times 10 to the power of 2. We can leave it like this, or you can multiply 9, 10 to the power of 4 is 100, so 9.1 times 10 to the power of 4. You can use your calculator. The standard form of the answer with 2 significant figures is 910 millimeter, or 9.1 times 10 to the power of 2 millimeter.